Faith assures us of things expected and convinces us of the existence of things we cannot see. God accepted our ancestors because of their faith. Faith convinces us that God created the world through God's word. This means that something that can be seen was made by something that could not be seen. Hebrews 11, 1-3. I came to Vanderbilt tired, exhausted, and without a spiritual connection to my activism. After a little over a decade of social justice organizing and education, I felt adrift, empty, and alone. And somehow I'd forgotten that the roots of my activism were bound up in the claim that all human beings are made in the image of the divine. Many close friends and family members were shocked that I'd pursue a Master of Divinity when other educational options had presented themselves. I had never taken a religious studies course and had only recently become a churchgoer again. But my journey, like many of you, began with questions and a sense of calling. So I came to VDS looking for God knows what, literally. What I found was a community that restored my faith in the divine and the power of the collective. My spirit has been imprinted with the words and teachings of Dr. Emily Towns, Dr. Stacy Floyd Thomas, Dr. Juan Floyd Thomas, Dr. Fernando Segovia, Father Bruce Morrill, and my advisor, Ellen Armour. Furthermore, my success would not have been possible if it weren't for the support of Dr. Reside, Lindsay Godwin, Shatika Brown, and Vicki Matson. In addition to phenomenal instructors and conversation partners, my time at VDS has consisted of coursework that has pushed me to grow theologically, personally, and professionally. Though this has not always been an easy journey, it has made me a better educator, minister, teacher, and friend. I've come to understand that calling is less about vocation and more about what the divine mandates us to do. There's something about the mystical or the prophetic that forces us to look beyond the tangible, to reimagine everything before us. I've learned that nothing about the way our world is organized is necessary. There's something powerful about imagining something that doesn't exist and being part of a community that supports and affirms that vision. The beauty of what I've learned at VDS can best be described in what I would call a hidden curriculum, or the liminal space between theological training, field education, and hard life lessons. Sure, my education has consisted of reading Sean Copeland, Aquinas, Erasmus, Nancy Ramsey, and learning words to intimidate my enemies and, and impress my friends like hermeneutics or angelophony. But it's the hidden curriculum of creating a world unseen while navigating polity, politics, and the limitations of life that it's taught me what it means to be faithful. Seeing classmates step into their roles as ministers in faith communities that do not affirm their call, or seeing Alan Steele and Keith Caldwell remind us to pray with our feet, or watching my good friend Holly Miller learn about a faith community that's very different from her own and encounter it with criticism and deep respect has all been a part of my hidden curriculum. I didn't fully understand the relevance of what I was learning from my professors and peers at VDS until this past August. My family has called Ferguson, Missouri home for almost 12 years, and I was heartbroken to see a community I know and love hurting and in turmoil. But I walked the streets of Ferguson with faith leaders, feeling rubber bullets under our feet, and drew upon everything I've learned from this community. Like many of you, I had to move from theory to practice and occupy a space between the beloved community here that, though we don't always get it right, encourages dialogue to the harsh realities of the world out there. Many of us come from disparate seeming contradicting communities, but watching my peers and professors embrace and question these contradictions, though not always easy, has been beautiful to watch and greatly enriched my time here, and I thank you for this. Before I depart, I want to acknowledge my cloud of witnesses who have helped me through my journey: my editor, cheerleader, and partner, Dr. Tricia Pottinger, and countless comrades, including the kitchen crew at the Disciples Divinity House. Lastly, I must acknowledge elders and ancestors, seen and unseen, who by faith set out on difficult journeys so I could be successful. My paternal grandparents, Wapalo and Emma Kolieboi, my father, Patrick, who by faith left his native Liberia and sojourned to the United States for a better life. My mother, Karen, who by faith worked thankless jobs to provide for our family. My maternal grandparents, Mildred and Curtis, who left their homes in Tickfaw, Louisiana, and fleeing the Jim Crow South, created a home in St. Louis, Missouri. And you, my peers, who are part of my testimony, and I hope I'm a part of yours. We gave up precious time with our families and friends and paused our careers to ask difficult questions and wrestle with the unseen. My friends, by faith, we have entered the school of the prophets, and by faith we shall leave it. Ashe.